Hi, I'm Jared, and I want to share with you today a little story about when I had my stomach surgery. And I've had people ask me different details about my stomach surgery, and you know, because they have tons of questions. How is it? What was it like? Different things like that. Well, in a previous video I made, I talked about 3 things that helped me lose the weight, and I mentioned the stomach surgery. So what I want to talk to you about right now was the actual stomach surgery that I had. All right, the stomach surgery that I had, at one time I weighed 539 pounds, for those of y'all who don't know. I had to do something. This was in 2013. You know, I almost was about to lose my career. And the doctor here in this little town, he told me, he said, you got to do something. So he hooked me up with these people that did the gastric bypass stomach surgery. And I went, when you first go, you have to go to a, well, this is me. This might not be y'all, but this is me. I had to go to a seminar that the surgeon was putting on. And in that seminar, there was other people there that had been in the same boat as me. And there was a lot of people that currently were in the same boat as me. They were big and they needed help, just like I did. And anyways, I went to the seminar, and it gave me a lot of hope going to the seminar. And the people there were nice, they weren't judgy. It was really good. And we went to the seminar, and they set up a scheduled appointment for me to go talk to them at the weight loss place. So I went to the weight loss place after I had been to the seminar, and they weighed me, and they did the whole health thing that they had to do to check you out. It's like a doctor's office. All right, and then they set me down with a nutritionist. With the nutritionist, they told me that I had to lose 89 pounds on my own. The previous video that I just made, it tells more of the mechanics of what I did to lose the weight before the surgery, pre-surgery. Okay, for me, I was like, 89 pounds, I come here for help, and y'all ain't helping me out. Well, let me tell you something. There's a reason, and the day I got up from that surgery, I figured it out really fast, that you can't be over a certain weight for them to safely operate on you. So I had to lose the weight. I lost the weight, and the 2 weeks before the surgery, you have to lose like super rapidly. You got to go on liquid diet, and the reason that is so it can shrink the fat out of your liver, because when they do that Roux-en-Y, and y'all can Google it, they got pictures of it on there. It's called a Roux-en-Y gastric bypass. They have to lift your liver up. Well, the surgeon told me, if you don't rapidly lose weight the last 2 weeks, it makes it brittle. Now that's scary when you're talking about body parts having to move and it being brittle. And it scared the hell out of me. So I did exactly what she said. Now, as far as the surgery goes, the day I went in, I was scared to death. Horrified. Horrified. My dad died less than 2 years earlier in surgery, and he was supposed to be coming home 2 days later. Now, it wasn't gastric bypass, it was heart surgery. It was different deal. But it still scared the crap out of me. But at the time, what got me through it personally was I knew that I was at a point in my life to where if I didn't do something, I was dead anyways. So if I died, at least I died trying to fight and not give up. And that's a huge thing. You can't give up. So I woke up in the recovery room. I don't even remember the recovery room, barely. The first memory that I have was laying in bed thinking that some 300-pound Mexican lady just did a hat dance on my stomach with some 6-inch stilettos. Ugh. I mean, I wasn't even split open. I had that laparoscopic surgery, and man, that shit hurt. And I'm talking about, even with all the heavy dope that they give me, and I'm a cheap date, man. One drink before the surgery, and I was already going. No, I mean, not like high school days. I'm talking about when I grew up and got grown. But that's a whole nother deal. Anyways, I woke up and I was so fucking sore. And I look over and there's a walker beside the bed. And I was like, nah, you can take that away. I don't need that. I'm not an old person. And they're like, no, Mr. Brooks, that's going to be your best friend. And you know what? Guess what? That was my best friend for like 3 days. Oh, I have never been so grateful for a piece of medical equipment in all my life as that walker. It was definitely my best friend. And I got to give credit to my ex-wife. She was there, and she was like the walking Nazi. She pushed me to get up when I didn't want to. And I was hurting, and I was messed up on dope. And there was a couple of people from my church that come down there. And even the elderly couple that come down there right before I went into surgery. If you know somebody, all that support, that is so helpful. That was such a blessing for that elderly couple to be there. It was such a blessing for my ex-wife to be there with me and push me. And all those nurses pushed me when I didn't want to, man. I'm telling you, I was so sore, I could have laid there, and I would have been sorry later, but at the time, oh, it would have been great, because I was hurting so bad, and it hurt so bad to get up. But I had to get up, and in the hospital, they make you walk. She made me walk, the nurses made me walk, and before I could leave, I had to walk a mile on my own without a walker. Now, you know, once you get out of surgery, you got all the little steri strips and all that other stuff. Well, my ex-wife, she was very worried about me sweating and sweat getting into where I was healing up and stuff. Now, when I had that stomach surgery, I had stomach surgery and they found 2 hernias at the same time, and they fixed them at the same time. So I was really sore. But I got out and done it. And you know, all that walking and stuff, it helped. It helped to get rid of a lot of that soreness. It was well worth it. Any of that discomfort, it was well worth it. It's all been well worth it. You know, at one time, at one point, I'd lost 260 pounds. Now, different things in life's happened the past year or so. I've gained a little bit back, not much. But I'm out here at the park this morning, working towards getting it off. And that's the thing about life, you know. Sometimes life knock you down, just get up and do it again, you know. But anyways, getting back to the steri strip part of the stomach surgery, you have to wait till those things come off. But you know, I got out every day, and I had to walk a mile before I left that hospital. So, yeah. That's loud too. I guess that's the trash. That's the trash truck. Oh, let him go by. Somebody got to do it. Anyways. Oh yeah, talking about the steri strips. Anyways, I got out and walked anyways. It didn't matter. And they come off, and I kept it up, and I kept up walking. I didn't quit. I didn't give up. I didn't, you know, I had to keep going and doing. Now, on the stomach surgery, getting kind of back to that, they had different things. And I had different choices that I could have made. I could have done the lap band, which is like a ring that goes around the stomach, and it kind of clamps it off, and they can adjust the pressure on it. Well, I know people that, I know people that had it, and they had problems out of it. And it's a semi-permanent thing. Now, the stomach surgery, it's not a be-all, end-all. It is the most powerful tool as far as losing weight and keeping weight off that I've ever had. And I'll get into that here in just a second. But the second thing that they proposed to me was the sleeve. Now, the sleeve, they literally remove part of your stomach and they sew it back up, and it makes just like a tube. It's all connected and everything, and it just essentially makes your stomach smaller. But with the sleeve, you can still eat a lot of sugar and you can eat a lot of carbs, and you can gain the weight back. And I know people that had the sleeve done and they gained the weight back. Now, for me, where I was at in my life, I couldn't afford to take the chance of gaining the weight back. I had to do something, and I had to do it permanently. So with me, I got the Roux-en-Y. And with that, what they do is right there where your esophagus is at, they cut out and they leave a pouch. And then they take your small intestine and they hook it to that pouch. Now what's left of your stomach, they hook it back to your small intestine underneath. That way, all of your stomach's still there. You still get all the acid and all the stuff, enzymes that your stomach produces into your body. It's just you can't hold as much, and it goes through. Now, the difference on that is they got a thing called dumping. Dumping is not what you think. If you eat, love mosquitoes, if you eat too much sugar, and it don't take much, or too many carbs at one time, it will cause dumping. Dumping feels like you need to throw up and shit at the same time, and you can't do either. You just hurt. And sometimes it lasts a long time, sometimes it goes away pretty quick, but either way, it's very unpleasant, and it is really good incentive to behave and not be eating crap that you shouldn't be eating. I got sick plenty of times before I realized that, and that's the thing that makes it such a fabulous tool, is that you have to be straight up. I mean, if you think you're gonna go, oh, I'm gonna go cheat and give me a bag of M&Ms, oh yeah, you're gonna be sick. That's just a fact. You're gonna go get one of them little Debbie cakes, oh no, your ass gonna be sick. It's not fun, folks. I'm telling you, and I tell you this too, it's a life-changing deal. That is another thing. It is absolutely a life-changing thing. And it's not just because you lose weight. It will change the dynamic on how people see you and how people show up and how people interact with you. And even now, out here, people interact with me in a completely different way than what they used to. Men do, women do, my kids do. You know, it's something else. You know, one of the bad sides of it is that the surgeon told me, and she sat me and my ex-wife both down, and she said, you know, if both of you, because we were both big people, if both of you do it together, you'll probably come out really good. But with me doing it by myself, we had a 95% chance that our marriage would fail. And it did. And, you know, I'm not saying that I'm not saying the stomach surgery caused it, but, you know, when you lose several hundred pounds and people start treating you differently, it's almost, unless you've been there, you don't really understand at the difference in how people act. And that was very hard for me to handle personally. It was very hard for my ex-wife to handle. And that's what I'm saying. If there's two of y'all, both of you do it. You know, despite everything that I've been through, from where I was at, it was still worth it. Even all the bullshit, even all the crap that I've been through, it was still worth it. Because I'm still here. I knew in my heart I wouldn't have been here in 5 years. And my doctor, he was backing it up. So, I don't mean to be doom and gloom. I'm not trying to scare anybody or nothing else. I hope this was some entertainment. I hope it was a lot of information because, and you know, I'm sure there's some stuff that I forgot and I left out. And with that being said, I made an email, and y'all can feel free to text me, or not text me, but email me with questions or comments or whatever at jaredbrooks539@gmail.com. That's Jared Brooks539@gmail.com. And I'll be glad to talk to you about it. Anybody that I can help, that's why I make these videos, is I want to help people. And you know, like I said, even with all the work and everything that happened, it's been so worth it. It's by far the best thing that I ever did. And if this helped you and you like the content, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below and leave me a comment. But anyways, I guess till next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.